Welcome back to another timeless video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy, and today I am playing Show and Tell. Super excited to play this card again. I remember when this was originally spoiled for special guests and knew that, Show and Tell was coming to Arena. Super exciting. Emrakul was not a thing yet, unfortunately. This came later, but Atraxa was a thing, Omniscience was a thing, and it was a ton of fun, and I'm excited to play it again. Something that I don't think existed was Carpet of Flowers. This card is absolutely insane against the I forget what it's called, but the arena card that perpetually makes something an island, and then when it ETBs, you draw a card. That deck is very popular. There's a lot of flow state decks that are very popular, and Carpet of Flowers is just going to make it to where you can just hard cast an Atraxa because you want to. Very nice. Abrupt Decay is another fun one. Being able to just answer anything is really nice. Force of Negations are just there for the mirror match, I would assume. Fairy Macabre, self-explanatory. Graveyard Hate, Corrosive Grip, Uncounterable Wave for, I assume, the mirror for the Omniscience. And obviously the Mistrise Village, again, for control decks. Maybe the mirror. Something I do like is that Chrome Mox is on the client now. That wasn't on the client when Show and Tell first got put on. And it really increased the speed. Before, Show and Tell decks were playing like Dark Ritual, which is not great, but it lets you turn to a Show and Tell, so, why not? And those decks were also playing like Thought Seizes and such. Vampiric Tutor's kind of taken the mantle on that Thought Seize slot. I'm so excited that this is on. And being able to play with three of them is kind of cool too. I think Timeless is in a really interesting place. Demonic Tutor, of course, is restricted, which is why we only have the one. But this deck is absolutely awesome, and I cannot wait to show it off. Sublime Epiphany, you might be thinking, like, is this just a counterspell when you have Omniscience in play? And the answer is no, absolutely not. This is basically just a way to combo with the Cyber Siphoner. I'm not going to pretend like I know all the lines, but the fact that it returns the Cyber Siphoner so you can get back Sublime Epiphany, it creates a copy of the Cyber Siphoner. So again, you can get back more things. Obviously, you can draw a card. The first two abilities is actually almost never going to come up. But yeah, Cyber Siphoner, and then the Waterlogged Grove, or Waterlogged Teachings, my apologies, can go get the Cyber Siphoner. Cyber Siphoner can get the Waterlogged Teachings. The Waterlogged Teachings can then get Epiphany. Why would you do that first? It's just to thin your deck. And then the Epiphany can, return the Cyber Siphoner, make a copy of it, get Waterlogged Teaching back, and you just you get Brainstorms, you get Vampiric Tutors. Like, you're gonna win the game. But anyways, super excited, and I will see you in round one. The NYSE is returning for its 10th installment this summer. Have you ever won a piece of power during a Magic the Gathering tournament? Well, now's your chance. All 5 Moxen, a Time Walk, an Ancestral Recall, and even a Black Lotus will be up for grabs at this tournament. This event will be taking place on June 6th in Patchogue, New York. Worried about playing an underpowered deck? Don't worry. You're allowed to play with up to 15 proxies. Use the link in the description for more information regarding this historic event. I can't wait to see you there. Now let's get back to the action. Welcome to round one. This is a turn 2 stock up, forcible backup potential. I'll keep this. I'm really happy that Force of Will is on the client now. Let's just pass. All right, Dark Ritual, sure. Oh. Yeah, so if they just have the Dark Depths in their hand, we lose through counter magic, so maybe that means we want the Hullbreaker Horror more, but I'm just going to pitch it here, because I'd rather just go for the win with an Atraxa if we can get another Show and Tell or an Omniscience going. Moonshadow, okay. Yeah, if they would have led with Moonshadow, the Vampire Hexmage would have grown it. But I guess their plan was to make the Moonshadow a 7/7 immediately. But I wasn't going to lose to an in-hand Dark Depths. I figured there's just really no reason to do that. Let's get Undercity Sewers. We do have Tutors in the deck. Omniscience I will keep, actually, because now we just need to find a Show and Tell. Let's stock up. Hopefully there's a show and tell. There is not. We will find a ponder and a breeding pool. So now next turn we can ponder again, trying to find a show and tell. And keep in mind, these cards go to the bottom. To stock up. I think I'd rather ponder first, though. Just really, really try to find that ponder in the top X cards of their deck. That's fine. We have a little bit of time. That's a Vampiric Tutor if we want it. But I think I'm going to just try to shuffle and go all in. Okay, well, we're going to shock this in. And we need to find a show and tell pretty soon. Still no show and tell, but we did find a Vampiric Tutor. And now we can set a... I guess we gotta wait till my turn for some reason, or their turn for some reason, but then we can Vampiric Tutor for the show and tell. Uh-oh. Speaking of Vampiric Tutor. This is so exciting. I love being able to play with like 4 of libraries, 4 of Vampiric Tutors. What a time to play Arena. Thoughtseize. That's unfortunate. That's going to take the Vampiric Tutor. It should actually, they might take the Omniscience, but I don't think that's correct, so I'll just show and tell in the Atraxo. I would imagine they're going to take the Vampiric Tutor here. Yep, because it forces me to have Ponder to find a show and tell now. Or else we lose. Yep. Force of Will right on time. Okay, so is there a world where we stock up? We could stock up to find land. We can stock up to find land, and then we can pitch Force of Will to the Chrome Mox. Land is pretty likely. I think I'm supposed to stock up. I think the highest chance to win here is stock up. We did not find a show and tell. Interesting. Well, that's unfortunate. That does happen. Sometimes when you play a combo deck, you're just not going to get there. I don't know what they're necessarily doing. I think we want to just run it back, honestly. Maybe this time we'll find a show and tell. It is unfortunate that we Force of Willed the Vampire Hexmage, but that would have made their thing a 7/7, which would have been absolutely huge. Without going back and doing the math, I don't know how much. Obviously, a 7/7 kills us in 3 turns. But all right, let's just find show and tell plus really good card to show and tell. We will play first. We found a show and tell. Found some Veil of Summers. Sure, we'll try this. We'll lead with Hedge Maze so that we have Veil of Summer up for Thoughtseize effects. I don't think I want the Ponder just simply because we don't have another untapped land, and I'd rather play Brainstorm. Like, this Ponder, if we kept it, it's being used to pitch to Force of Will, and I'm okay with Force of Will being pitched. Brainstorm being pitched to the Force of Will currently. Obviously, Dark Ritual is probably the worst start for us, but hopefully they don't have a Thoughtseize here. Yep. Obviously, Force of Willing the Dark Ritual kind of time walks them a little bit. This is abysmal. I think we just let them take the show and tell. If they take the Force of Will, then, you know, we can potentially do something else. If they have multiple Thoughtseize effects, that's going to be brutal for us as well. Okay, they do take the show and tell. So they know that we basically have nothing. And then Orcish Bowmasters, I'm just gonna do this. We're not going to cast that Brainstorm into that Orcish Bowmasters anyways. Well, they got an Omniscience out of us. We're not looking to Force of Will anymore. And they know that we have 2 Veil of Summers, so they're likely not going to target us with discard for the rest of the game, which honestly, I think is not the end of the world. There's a Show and Tell. Now if we can just find land. Now keep in mind, I can cycle these Veil of Summers. So even if they like play Vampire Hexmage here, we're fine. And then we have the other Veil of Summer. Okay, they did have Dark Depths. That's good to know. Let's just cycle this. We need land into something. Okay, Ponder's not bad. Omniscience is actual factual worst. Okay. I guess we'd rather just stock up. No, let's just take the Ancient Tomb. When I said stock up, I meant island. Let's just take the Ancient Tomb, leave stock up on top. Decline. Let's play Ancient Tomb, and let's just say go. Leaving up Veil of Summer for one more turn. We have a pretty decent chance to win here on our next turn. Okay, yes, we will Veil of Summer in response. Okay, now we have Hexproof. They will attack us for 1. Nope. Okay, they're just gonna. There we go. That makes more sense. And we might as well play our land. No, I don't know why the auto tapper just doesn't ever want to use Ancient Tomb. Okay, Show and Tell. Let's get that Omniscience into play. Obviously, if they can create something that has a trigger, then we can't cast Stock Up in response. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to cast Omniscience now. Because if they had a way to destroy our Omniscience there with Stock Up on the stack, our turn would basically be over. So just keep those things in mind. Okay, we want Stock Up, and I guess we're just going to take the Ponder. Let's take Stock Up again, just trying to find 2 more things that draw cards. Obviously, we're not guaranteed to win this at all. We have to kind of go through the mode. Okay, the Atraxa makes the percentage much higher. I don't blame the opponent for scooping there, but I'm probably not scooping in that same spot. Do I want Abrupt Decays? I don't think I do. I think, honestly, I just want to keep doing what we're doing. I think this deck kind of preys on this mono black deck a little bit. Keep in mind, like with Hullbreaker Horror, we can bounce the 20/20, so I think we're honestly fine. We're on the draw now, though. 3 Omniscience. Yeah, we'll mulligan. I don't like mulligan against Thoughtseize decks, but hey, this is a pretty good mulligan. Let's keep. We're going to put back the Chrome Mox. Okay, not a Thoughtseize. That's great. That's really, really great. And we have a Misty Rainforest. We need to be a little bit careful. I wish this Hedge Maze wasn't drawn this turn, because I want to leave up Veil of Summer, obviously. Yep. Moonshadow's going to start getting in there. Okay, we'll take 2. Is this a Vampire Hexmage follow-up? No, it's not. Interesting. So it's Bowmasters. Let's just play Hedge Maze. Definitely don't want another Ancient Tomb. We are done with Ancient Tombs. I assume this is a Bowmasters. Oh, it's a Vampiric Tutor. Interesting. So if they had Hexmage, they could have played it there and then done this on upkeep and then got the Dark Depth, so I don't think they have it. But of course, if they had the Dark Depths already, then now they can, okay, Duress, that's fine. We will, in response, Veil of Summer. Breeding Pool, untapped, pay 2 life. Veil of Summer. If we can just, I was going to say, if we can just hit Omniscience there, I like our chances, but we did not. Strip Mine. Okay. That doesn't stop our stock up, which is nice. Yep. Okay, we'll take 3. Another Veil of Summer. So are we supposed to... I'm going to stock up now. If they have another discard spell, I think they would have... Oh, no, they couldn't have used it. We have Veil of Summer, duh. I don't know. I know I can't sit back here and wait forever for this Moon Shadow to kill me. So Force of Will, yes. And we're really running out of time for this stock up. So maybe we're supposed to brainstorm. If this is another Vampiric Tutor, it's going to be unfortunate. Okay. Another Swamp. We take 3. Atraxa. Okay, that might be enough. I think Atraxa might be enough with Veil of Summer and Force of Will in hand. So let's just take the Atraxa. Now, of course, we're gonna take a hit from this Moon Shadow because it has Menace, but there's not much we can do about it. But if we can survive one more turn, okay, Omniscience, Island, excuse me. I guess another Force of Will. Another Force of Will kind of kills us, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's do this. And then, do we pitch the Atraxa? Just so we have Veil of Summer up without fetching? I think I like that. Because this lets us Force of Will and Veil of Summer, and that increases our chances of not dying. Our opponent only has 2 cards left in hand. We will gladly pitch this Ancient Tomb. They need to put 2 cards in the yard. I do not care about that as of right now. We will take the 3. Okay, my turn. I like our chances. Excuse me. Let's attack for 7 in the air. I think I want to brainstorm here. If I can show and tell in this Omniscience this turn, that would be really nice. Okay. All right, so show and telling Omniscience, getting Saiba, being okay. Yes, I think this is enough. Let's tap the Ancient Tomb again. I want to leave up Veil of Summer. I don't know what they could have, but we'll see. Let's put into play the Omniscience. Okay, they don't have anything. Lovely. Let's waterlog Teachings. Alternate cast. We'll go get the thing that bounces. Dark Ritual is fine. They're probably just getting their dailies or whatever done. Okay, yeah. I assume that they're scooping. All right, good game. I'll see you next round. Welcome to round 2. We are on the play again, and this has Breeding Pool and a Ponder. If we can get a second source, specifically black, we might be able to go get an Omniscience and then do Emrakul. And we have Force of Will, pitching Hullbreaker to kind of tie it all together. So yeah, we're going to keep this. Let's Ponder. I really want to find a black source here. That's unfortunate. Because that's our Omniscience, but we have to shuffle this. Brainstorm. At least it's another cantrip to try to find a land. Okay, looks like we're playing against an Is It deck. Honestly, assuming that this... Okay, that's interesting. This is ranked. I don't know why they're scooping. Okay, I mean, I was gonna Force of Will there. Okay, we definitely want these Carpet of Flowers. But my point being, before I continue, is that I think that applies enough pressure and card advantage that we want to just Force of Will it there. I don't think that Luris with that card shows that they're like gonna kill us out of nowhere, and we don't really want Force of Wills against that anyways, in my opinion. Okay, so there's that. We don't want the Chrome Moxen. We do want the Village. One more card. Is it just Abrupt Decay? Because I don't want the Chrome Moxen at all. I absolutely love Carpet of Flowers for this this exact reason. Yeah, I think this is fine. Obviously, I could keep some number of Force of Will in, but I think this is fine. Let's try this, and we have game 2. If our opponent, you know, is that concession, maybe that's all they had was that, and like a bunch of lands. Oh, they're scooping the match. Interesting. Well, I'm sorry. I'll see you in round 3. I am proud to announce the 2026 Oklahoma Land Run Weekend, July 10th through the 12th. This event will be held at the Reed Convention Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Join me and my vintage family for a weekend of Magic the Gathering events featuring huge prizes and competitive play across multiple formats. Main events include a Vintage, a Legacy, and a Team Trios event, including Vintage, Legacy, and Modern. Don't have power? No worries. You can proxy any card currently on the reserve list. This year's artist is none other than the literal legend Nicola Beeson. Beeson will be on site all weekend long and is the designer of this year's playmat. Our game would not have stood the test of time without artists like Nicola Beeson. Please show her some support during the event. In addition to other prizes, the Vintage Champion will receive the original painting of the playmat art, while the Legacy Champion will receive the original sketch of the painting. Side events so far include a High Roller Vintage Cube for Power Thursday evening, at least one old school charity event, a pre-modern challenge also Thursday evening hosted by Game HQ, Duel Commander, and even more to follow. For more information, please use the links in the description to join the Oklahoma Land Run Discord. I'll see you there. Now let's get back to the video. Welcome to round 3. This is all right. We're on the play again, obviously. I don't hate this hand, but I don't love it either. Luckily, I can brainstorm these Chrome Mox in a way if we end up not liking it. And if we end up drawing, like right here, obviously I'm going to go for a Ponder. And because it's 4-strip, mine, I honestly don't even, like, I guess it's just so we don't shock is why the island's in the deck. I'm really excited for when we get, ooh. Are we supposed to just go for it next turn with the double Chrome Mox? I don't know. I'm going to shuffle this. I think that's too greedy to keep. Another Chrome Mox. Okay, can I have my Atraxa back, please? That's abysmal. You could argue that you're supposed to Chrome Mox, pitching a Ponder, and then Brainstorm, and then Fetch. Maybe that would have been a better line. Yeah, third Chrome Mox is not the greatest. Hopefully we just find another land. If we find another spell, something I might do post Brainstorm, because I do need to Brainstorm on my turn, I think. Uh-oh, what's this? Orcish Bowmasters. That's unfortunate. Let's just find an Atraxa, please, because apparently that's what I should have done, was just keep the Atraxa. Brainstorm, okay. I mean, there's an Emrakul. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. And then let's put back the Brainstorm here with the Chrome Mox, and by put back, I mean imprint. Then we're going to Ponder. We need to shuffle, and then next turn we can, oh my gosh. Okay, well, we already knew we were shuffling, but still. Forcible is not the worst. We're going to take a huge chunk and then we can cast Emrakul, or Show and Tell Emrakul. If we can rip Omniscience off the top, then it's just kind of a win. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it really is too bad I didn't keep that Atraxa. But now we know we're playing against the fair deck. Yeah, here I'm just going to force pitching Show and Tell. I think if our opponent had a Thoughtseize, they would have played it already. Okay, well, that's not good. That's Chrome Mox. Luckily, our Emrakul blocks the 5/5. But if they have another, like, Bargoyf creature, that is going to be a problem. Which is one of the reasons why we had to force will the first one. Okay, another Orcish Bowmasters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if they put another permanent into play, we will lose. If they don't put in another permanent, we will win. Unless, of course, they lose one more thing. Okay, well, if they just attack like this, then as long as they don't put 2 permanents into play, I think we'll be fine. Dark Ritual. Oh, is this Sheoldred? That would be brutal. Oh, it's Grief. That's 6 permanents, bud. All right, let's attack. Annihilator 6, all your permanents. Go to 1 card in hand. We got that by the skin of our teeth. This deck is so much fun. I absolutely love this deck. Now, keep in mind, like I said in the last video, you know, we're in the bronze silver bracket. Like, this doesn't mean anything. If anything, that's more embarrassing for my 2-3 finish in the last video. But so far, having lots of fun. So here, I think I just want to kind of keep the same thing. I don't know if they're a different kind of mono black deck or what. I'll be honest, which I know some of you don't want to hear this. I don't keep up with Timeless. I haven't even kept up with Vintage a whole lot. Although I have been fun playing it on Moto recently. But hopefully that'll change. Hopefully I'll be able to dedicate more time. But yeah, as it sits, I'm gonna leave it as is. I think our deck kind of just preys on this mono black deck that people seem to like to play in Timeless. Another thing I have to kind of golf clap WotC on is that they seem to be downshifting a lot of rarities lately. I know, like, Prismatic Ending was like the bane of my existence because it's in my arena cube. And if you've seen that, it's a cube curated specifically from cards you can craft on Arena, so we can use a third-party site to draft, and then we upload our decks to Arena, and then we play each other. It's a lot of fun. And since the core group of my friends live 750 miles away from me, it's a way I can still, you know, hang out with them and do stuff in a cube environment, which if you're new to this channel, you know that that's my favorite, or you may not know that that's my favorite format. So I have babbled long enough. We're back into the action, waiting our opponent to be on the play. I do know that Flow State, I think is what it's called, is like the new hotness. A lot of people are super excited about that, and I will probably play like an Is It Flow State deck eventually, but I really like Reanimator and I really like Show and Tell on the client before, so I wanted to play with those first. Was kind of my logic. This hand is kind of slow, but you know what the best part about it is? They're a Thoughtseize deck, and we're not mulliganing, and if they Thoughtseize us turn 1, it's whatever. So sure, let's keep. Now, what's cool about this is that I can't... Okay, yeah, see, exactly. It's like kind of whatever. I assume they're going to take stock up. I think Brainstorm is the card you're supposed to take here, because one of the things I was just going to say before they played Thoughtseize, okay, they took stock up, is that I can Ponder, pitch to Chrome Mox, Brainstorm with Polluted Delta up end of turn, and kind of just sculpt however I need to, and then I can put back the Sewers as well, depending on how many lands I draw. I know This like combos with Cyba Siphoner, so I'm just going to put back a Ponder. Surely with 2 cantrips we can get the job done. Let's play Polluted Delta. We'll play Brainstorm. Now, the reason why we want to wait is, 1, we're not casting our Show and Tell right now anyways. In 2, we want the option to hide our best card. Okay, well, in this instance, I'll brainstorm. We will do this. And then we still want to fetch in response. We're going to get the green source because it's all 3 colors thanks to their Urborg. We do not want a Chrome Mox. And then now this way they don't get any of those cards off Dauthi Voidwalker. Vampiric Tutor might be enough. Yeah, let's ponder. We'll take the stock up so that we have that post Omniscience. Decline. And then we'll go ahead and shock this in because again, we'll Vampiric Tutor end of turn. We'll take the 3. Yeah, Vampiric Tutor. I love this card. I'm so happy for Vampiric Tutor. Okay, we will show and tell in an Omniscience, hopefully. We will continue to our turn. Let's show and tell. Put into play Omniscience. Now, we don't have the double Omniscience trick like we talked about before. Chrome Mox, interesting. Yep. Stock up. And hopefully we can pull off a win from here. Brainstorm, that's not good. At least we get a Scalding Tarn to go with it. And we have a Veilous Summer if they Orcish Bowmasters us, which is fine. Let's fetch. We are running low on ways to win the game. We kind of have to hit with this Ponder. Preferably a stock up or an Atraxa. But if we get the Hullbreaker Horror, I mean, we have Veil of Summer Hullbreaker Horror. That's not the end of the world either. Our opponent might be off of it, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure I played the Land Run ad by the time you guys see this game, and I hope you guys are hyped for that. I am so excited. I am kind of working on a way to do cubes. I know some people have asked me to kind of provide some security for cube, and I obviously I can't make any guarantees, but I am trying to develop a method similar to KubeCon. I am lucky enough to have some friends that not only attend KubeCon but have judged KubeCon, and I'm getting some advice from them, and I'm trying to incorporate it. And if it doesn't work out this year, then next year I'll be way more prepared. So we're going to get a Sewers here. Oh, Demonic Tutor. That's perfect. So now we can just ponder into the Demonic Tutor. Yep. Decline. Demonic Tutor. Now we can Demonic Tutor into Emrakul. We will cast the Emrakul. We will make them sack their board with our extra turn. Emrakul being on the client is so cool. I absolutely love that. Yep, keep in mind all these got exiled. And again, our opponent, I don't blame them. I understand some people don't like to play against, you know, show and tell on Arena. And I am in the quote-unquote scrub bracket. So I perfectly understand why someone might have clicked off or, you know, salt roping me, whatever. It is what it is. It's part of it. But anyway, so yeah, I do hope that Cube works out well. I know that my buddy Curtis, he will be providing a cube for the high roller since I don't have a paper cube anymore, unfortunately. Excuse me. I'm super excited for that. I believe it's going to be an Ancestral Recall to first, and I think it's just going to be 1,000 cash to second for that high roller cube. Yeah, we'll just end the turn. I don't know why I had to think there. I just didn't want to mess up since I'm on story time. losing with this board state, Nick would never let me hear the end of it, so I don't even know if Nick's watching these videos. I know he prefers my cube videos, and I've been kind of excited for Timeless. And I know some of my vintage community friends, I don't want to just keep playing the same deck with them, and then, you know, they kind of lose interest. But if you're one of those people that they don't mind seeing me play the same vintage deck until I am able to either borrow cards again or buy more into Moto, you know, let me know that, because I will gladly play more vintage. I just don't think that's what the majority of you guys want to see, is just mono Luris currently. Obviously, I'm too small to really, I'm not going to do, even if I could afford it, not doing donation deck lists or anything like any other streamers do. I'm just doing this for fun. So, and that is the official win. I will see you in the next round. Welcome to round 4. We are on the draw, and I'm going to keep this. We have Force of Will, blue card. We have land, ponder. We need an ancient tomb to show and tell on turn 2. Or our draws need to be pretty specific in Chrome Mox and land. So we'll see. Thundering Falls. Okay, that suggests that we're playing against an Is It Tempo deck. Another show and tell, not the greatest. Let's just ponder now, honestly, and I'm gonna get blue black. Please, let's find another land. Okay, we did find another land. Fantastic. I think I just want to keep it like this, and then turn 2 I have Pluto Delta and or Hedge Maze. Let's decline the shuffle. We'll keep like this. And then luckily, if they are playing some type of Grixis deck, Thoughts, we're kind of we have okay, so we're not Thoughtseize proof because they can hit Omniscience here, obviously, but we have a lot of things that we would love to show and tell into play, where we don't have that many show and tell. So when our opponent takes a show and tell, it's a lot more crucial. Wall of Omens, okay. Interesting. Here, I think we want to just Hedge Maze, honestly, so that we can have show and tell up for the following turn. And we also need to find something to go with our Omniscience. Obviously, we knew the Cyber Siphoner was there from the Ponder, but again, I want to make sure we guarantee have 3 mana on turn 3, so I'm playing the Hedge Maze regardless. We're going to draw. We're going to crack this Pluto Delta. We do have a Force of Will up, and honestly, if they counter our show and tell, I'm probably just going to let it resolve. They do not counter it. Omniscience. Now, our opponent could be playing anything. I mean, they literally have this Wall of Omens here. Oh, Solitude. Okay. Well, we did not have something that they can Solitude in. Let's get... Okay. Yeah. I was going to say, we're going to Cyber Siphoner, get Sublime Epiphany, you know, do. Oh, wait. No. That's... I don't know what I was thinking. Cyber Siphoner is the Snapcaster Mage, but I could have brainstormed. We weren't dead. I don't know why I thought the Cyber Siphoner was the tutor for some reason, and I apologize for that. That was very sloppy of me. For those of you that don't know, I'll go over this again. Cyber Siphoner is basically a Snapcaster Mage. It costs blue, if there are no instant or sorcery cards in your hand. And then when this creature enters, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. And if it would die, shuffle it back into your deck. So it's just a way that you can, you know, get back stock ups, etc. But even better, you can waterlog teachings for it. So yeah, I apologize for that. That was very sloppy. Our opponent does seem to be a blue deck. So at the absolute worst, I think I do want Carpet of Flowers and Villages. They obviously had basic plans in their deck, so I don't think I want to fill up on those. And I also don't even know what they're doing. They have Wall of Omens in their deck. I assume that they're not like an I absolutely kill you slam dunk. And if they do, then good for them. And I'll just play an Abrupt Decay. For those of you that are either new to the channel because you basically just play Arena and you don't cube and you don't play Vintage, let me know. I'd appreciate that. If you want to see more Timeless, again, let me know. I would like to see more lands, personally. This seems fine. We get a turn 2 Show and Tell Omniscience if they don't have any disruption. So let's keep 6. Put back an Ancient Tomb. Okay, Vexing Bauble, that's fine. Sacred Foundry, that definitely makes our Carpet of Flowers not great. Also not an island. Rest in peace. Okay, we don't care about that. Show and Tell. Auto pay. Let's play the Omniscience. If they have another, okay. Oh, that's nice for them. So Bauble is a problem until we find our Abrupt Decay, but we can hopefully get a black source soon. And then we can Vampiric Tutor for Abrupt Decay and hit the Bauble. But for those of you that don't know, I'm very used to this card because of Vintage. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. I do like when I play, now they could think that I play Thoughtseizes, which is valid, but when I play Vexing Bauble and Timeless, I like to save the Vexing Bauble for the Show and Tell. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I want to pay mana for this. Will this let me pay mana for it? Okay, yes, it will. And then I can go to main phase 2 and float mana. Because they have an island now. And honestly, I'm probably just going to Vampiric Tutor. Take action. Because I can, Abrupt Decay is uncounterable. And even if it wasn't, I can technically cast it. All right, if they don't have a second Vexing Bauble here, I think we win. Just to make sure. Sure, we'll take action. Why not? Okay, so this spell cannot be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent with 3 mana or less. So I just want to make sure. I've made dumb mistakes before. I know I said what this does and what we're going to be doing, and I made this whole game plan for it, but definitely want to always make sure. Opponent thinking. So they're going to crack this to draw a card. Okay. Now we're going to stock up. And we look at 8 cards to hopefully continue this chain and or our opponent scoops. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm going to ponder first. I know I can ponder then, or brainstorm then ponder. Okay, there's a teaching, so we like that. Decline. Here I'm going to brainstorm so I can, because the waterlogged teachings will put the 2 cards on back that I don't want. Here we'll play a second Omniscience. I think if they would have had something, they would have done it by now, but I think playing the second Omniscience is kind of free. Again, let's stock up. Okay. We'll do these. Let's Hullbreaker Horror. We will cast with the alternative. We will return this to their hand. We will Veil of Summer. Yep. Now I could have cast and then returned the waterlog, which is what I meant to do, but since I misclicked, I might as well just hit the thing. I don't think it would have mattered. They would have had to have multiple counter spells, and even then, I still think we're getting there. So I'll see you in the last round. Welcome to the 5th and final round. We're on the play, and we have Show and Tell Atraxa X2. So we're kind of Thoughtseize proof. We're kind of Force of Will proof. I'm going to keep, and I'm going to lead on Island and pray that we don't get Strip Mined. I can see arguments for leading on Ancient Tomb and hoping that we don't get Strip Mined. Okay, here's the thing. I am going to lead on Ancient Tomb because we have more cantrips in the deck. If we hit more lands, then cool. Kind of a moot point in my opinion, because we want to be hitting lands if we get Strip Mined anyways. And this way, if we drew cantrips, the Island will help keep us alive. And by keep us alive, I mean keep us casting spells. Yep, sure, we'll play an Atraxa. Fury is not going to do anything. And let's try to find an Omniscience. We did not find an Omniscience, unfortunately. I think I'm going to hit this Atraxa on the second one. We don't need to Show and Tell another Atraxa. And this way we have Veil of Summer up, in case that matters. I don't know if it will or will not, but like I doubt it. But if our opponent's like a Breach deck, Breach is a thing. They can have Tendrils. Technically, they could have Brain Freeze, although to go kind of nuts with it, I know, Frantic Search is a thing. Okay, Briseju. Interesting. We may just be against another fair deck. Now, of course, if they have a Lightning Bolt here, our Atraxa is gone, and so this is probably a bad block. But now we have Show and Tell Emrakul as well. Okay, Bone Crusher Giant. That's fine. Because we can just take the 6 there. That was me being sloppy. That was me being absolutely sloppy. For kind of no reason, in all honesty. Let's Show and Tell again. I could Vampiric Tutor and get Omniscience, actually. Let's just Show and Tell again. Surely this Emrakul will be enough to bring us home. If they have... Okay, I was going to say, if they have, like, Solitude here, I'd be devastated. I would probably cry. Because I just threw this game away by blocking for some reason. Here I can probably ponder to try to find a Force of Will. Let's do what I didn't do in my last video and play a little bit more aggressively. Yes, we want to shuffle for a Force of Will. Okay, we did not find a Force of Will. Luckily, we have 2 breeding pools, so this didn't... Drawing that breeding pool did not turn us... turn our Veil of Summer off, which, again, they do know about. And I don't think I'm going to Surveil end of turn. I don't know what they could have, but okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so besides our sloppy block, I don't hate our play. I don't know how good these Carpet of Flowers are going to be. Let's get rid of these Chrome Moxen. Our opponent just had, like, mono elementals and, like... Again, our opponent's just playing a fair deck. Let's take this Abrupt Decay again. Again, like, that Vexing Bauble was kind of insane. I don't want to lose to it again. So let's actually just cut down to 3 carpets and play a second Abrupt Decay. Let's see how we go from there. Okay, if we can hit third land, which I guess, actually, I'm an idiot. Waterlogged Grove is a third land. So yeah, we're going to keep. We don't have any protection, but I mean, we got rid of Force of Will anyways. My apologies for my phone. Okay, so with the Vela Summer, again, our opponent hasn't shown us black yet. So yeah, we're not. Let's just play the Waterlogged Grove. If our opponent had black mana, I would leave up the Veil of Summer there and then just turn to the Archive. Okay, here I'm not going to continue getting greedy. Let's just Misty Rainforest to hold up Veil if we need it. This is a situation where leaving the one Force of Will in the deck might be better, because I could Vampiric Tutor for Force of Will here. It doesn't play around like Flusterstorm, which is on the client now, but... Okay, so here we clearly just go get Hedge Maze and then pass the turn again. We want to protect our Omniscience. Oh, that does it immediately. So sure, let's get slightly greedy. We can always Vampiric Tutor if it doesn't work. Let's show and tell this Omniscience. Force of Will. Let's Veil of Summer. If they have a Daze or another Force, it is what it is. Again, we can Vampiric Tutor and do it all over again. Oh, Violent Outburst. Interesting. Okay, you can make 2 4/4s. Congratulations. Play an Omniscience. Please do not have an answer to this Omniscience, because this Demonic Tutor is sorcery speed. And now we're just going to go get Emrakul and then win target game. Do they have an answer? Oh, Force of Vigor. Nice. Okay. So that is... This is only until end of turn, I think. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can show and tell an Atraxa and it'd probably be fine. So... Oh, wait, but the Demonic Tutor... That's annoying. Yeah. Okay. The last cards being Force of Vigor was actually really insane. And that's a reason why you want to have Omniscience, but Force of Vigor there is not the greatest for that exact reason. Okay, so let's just... Yeah, we're definitely going to need Atraxa to get us out of this at this point. And then we can upkeep Vampiric Tutor for show and tell. Sure, we'll play this to play around a Daze. Is that enough to kill me? No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is enough to kill me. Because I block a 4/4 and I take 3 after everything's all said and done. Oh, shit! Oh, well, I should have taken more, but whatever. We are dead. Yep. That's unfortunate. Let's try it again. Okay, so we definitely want our Force of Wills back. Abrupt Decay is probably not relevant. Let's take our Force of Wills. Our Carpet of Flowers definitely seem to be good. Let's keep the 2 Force of Wills and try this. Veil of Summer actually might be fine to get rid of. not get rid of, but cut down on for more forces. Let's try this. Ancient Tomb is a cost, for sure. Without the Ancient Tomb there, we go to 1, and then obviously when we attack, we just win. So let's play first. Yes, we will keep. And I will probably just play land go. Waterlogged Teachings can be our force pitch card. I want them to play an island. I don't want them purposely to not play an island, so I'm not going to turn 1 the Paradise. See, they have a forest, unfortunately. Okay, so let's just get the hedge maze here. We'll play the Paradise. And we're just going to have to not get as much mana from it. We don't need another stock up. Let's bin that. Okay, so Ancient Tomb means that we can stock up here, actually, and I do like that. Let's do that. Ancient Tomb was a really good draw. Show and Tell Brainstorm, I suppose. The second, taking Force of Will doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me in this spot, so let's just take the Brainstorm. We have a fetch land after all. We can get rid of some of this other stuff. Hopefully they play an island. Okay, they do. Let's play our fetch. Let's play Carpet of Flowers. We can get our mana back main phase 2. And then we can use that mana to Brainstorm. If they counter this, I'm fine with that too. Okay, let's go to main phase 2. Are they going to Force a Vigor? Oh, Beseiju. That's fine. It's the same amount of mana. Resolve. Take action. Now I can Brainstorm. Get back a Vampiric Tutor. Put back a Ponder, and then end of turn I can Vampiric Tutor for, let's say, an Atraxa is probably our best bet. I could also see an Emrakul. Either way, this is what we're putting back. We have Force blue card, and then we have Show and Tell whatever we Vamp Tutor for. That's good news for us. And it has to be an island. I mean, we're not going to be drawing a Carpet of Flowers, but... Okay, what do they have here? I'll fetch in response and Vampiric Tutor. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. I could see arguments either way. But I'm gonna Vampiric Tutor. And with this board state, maybe I do want to just Emrakul. Because I have double force, double blue card. If we can live a turn, like, we're golden. And this is a thing where I actually don't want to use my Ancient Tomb. Opponent, I think, has a force. Yep, Force of Negation, sure. They're just debating on what to pitch. Force of Will, okay. Let's pitch Force of Will on the Force of Negation. Pitching Waterlogged Teachings. I guess there's not really a world where I want to do that. Let's just do the Show and Tell. The Emrakul. Okay, They have one card left in hand, and we have Force of Will blue card. I like our chances. Our opponent fetching there means it's lethal, but they're probably dead anyways with 0 permanents, so not hugely relevant. And they needed to find a way to win through a Force of Will, and they cannot. Good game. I think that was a clean 5-0. Really excited. 5-0, very exciting. Now, caveat, obviously I'm in like the bronze league or whatever, or was, I think, when I started this. So that's not saying much. No disrespect to my opponents. But you're going to see a lot of suboptimal decks. And I'm not trying to emphasize like, oh, we're playing against bad decks or bad players or anything. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that it's less meaningful than if I 5-0'd, in a mythic bracket, obviously. So just wanted to keep that in mind. Going back into the deck though, I gotta grind constructed eventually, right? So anyways, yeah, very, very exciting. We did get a little hiccup with the Cyber Siphoner, but we didn't get punished. We got to win with some Emrakuls. We got the Demonic Tutor for Emrakul with Omniscience in play. We got to show and tell Atraxa. We didn't get to pull off any Hullbreaker horror shenanigans. There was a time where like we, got to make a decent sized stack, but I still like the Hullbreaker horror. Abrupt Decay is absolutely insane. Glad I brought it in against that Vexing Bauble and being able to Vampiric Tutor for the Abrupt Decay. That was incredible. Very, very happy I had that. I did learn a lesson. I do think that keeping in 1 Force of Will, because we play 3 Vampiric Tutors. Vampiric Tutor doesn't have to get Show and Tell plus B. Now, we got lucky because Ancient Tomb came in off the top. So it enabled us to Show and Tell with Veil of Summer backup, which I think was relevant. I honestly don't remember, and I apologize for that. But either way, what would have been or could have been relevant as well is Vampiric Tutoring for Force of Will, so that we could still execute Show and Tell with no mana open and fight back with our 1 of Force of Will. So something to keep in mind, and maybe that's why the sideboard was kind of awkward. Maybe you're supposed to keep in 1 Force of Will. Something I will learn and continue to practice with in the future. With that said, if there's any other timeless decks, I know one that I'm personally excited to play is Painter Servant. Painter Servant and the Grindstone are on the client, and I don't think that they're necessarily good. I haven't seen them perform any top results, but maybe while I'm in these lower brackets, I should give it a try and see how it goes. I'm not going to promise anything that'll be my next video or not, or at least specifically my next timeless video, but it is something that I'm interested in playing. And if you guys have any, suggestions or anything like that, obviously let me know. I can build a lot of things on Arena if I don't already have them. So Arena is a little bit easier to, do deck lists that people might want to see than say Moto, where I don't want to rent and I need to buy all the cards. So just keep those things in mind. If you want me to play a deck specifically and you have the cards, let me borrow on Moto. That's cool too. And again, if you want to cube with us, I know I say this a lot in my videos, let me know. We are always excited to cube. And if you want to check out the Arena Cube, I have my own Discord server that's linked. Super, super excited and want to play with Force of Will and Library of Alexandria in the cube. And I cannot wait to show you that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of these others you might also enjoy. I alternate between playing vintage and powered cubes both on MTGO and MTG Arena. If you like cubing on Arena, but it's too expensive to play as often as you'd like, check out some of my personal MTG Arena cube videos on this channel. If you like it, join us sometime for a draft. We'd love to have you. If I don't see you in Discord first, I'll catch you in my next video.